Everything that God has given you is a blessing as much as it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to do something greater with it. And when we talk about blessings, there is no greater blessing after faith from an Islamic perspective than your health. When God gives you health, you have to honor that health by taking care of it, by nurturing it, and by using it in the best of ways to benefit with what God has given you of strength and well-being. And so we find that the emphasis on being healthy and fit in Islam is not for the same reasons that you often see the emphasis in our modern society. In our modern society, it's more about a display of happiness rather than actually being happy. It's more of a display of health than actually being healthy. And so when you think about the commercials and you think about the advertisements that talk about health products and the importance of being healthy, it's usually so that you could be perceived in a certain way by your peers, that if you look this way, then others will look at you this way. But in Islam, the emphasis on health becomes an emphasis on honoring what God has given you so that you can do the best with that blessing. It's not so that others can see you in a certain way, so that you can look a certain way, so you can be perceived a certain way, but it's so you can act in a certain way, that this body is ultimately a trust from God. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, says that on the Day of Judgment, a person will be asked about 4 things. Their feet will not move until they are asked about 4 things. They will be asked about their lives and how they lived their lives. Meaning, the years that you had on this earth, how did you use those years on earth? And then he said, peace and blessings be upon him, you'll be asked about your body, how you consumed it. So what did you use your health for? What did you exhaust yourself doing? And of course, just like, any other blessing, when you are grateful with that blessing, God increases you with it, and gratitude with that blessing requires honoring that blessing and taking care of it. And so you're asked about your body and how you consumed your body. You're asked about your wealth and how you spent it and how you earned it. You're asked about your knowledge and how you benefited other people with that knowledge. And so when it comes to your health, when it comes to your body, this is a great blessing that God has given you. God expects you to take care of this body. God expects you to take care of this health. God expects you to use this health in ways that are more honorable and in ways that are beneficial to the people. The description of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and his companions are a people that were insistent upon these things, that had a reasonable intake with their appetite, that used to discipline themselves even with their food. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us that there is no vessel that is worse in filling than the vessel of the stomach. He also taught us that we should leave room for our breathing. We should leave room for our drinking and eating. We should leave room to where we only eat to a point that we are functional and that we are satisfied, but we never become excessive. We never become extravagant, because once you reach that place of wastefulness, then you're not looking at what you're putting into your body, nor how you are using your body. And in Islam, there is this strong emphasis that you really cannot be disciplined in anything unless you're disciplined in everything. So if you're not disciplined with your food, you're not disciplined with your fitness, how are you going to be disciplined with your soul and with the greater values that come with spiritual well-being and spiritual pursuit of God's pleasure and reaching our greatest human potential? And so as people of faith, we are inherently people of fitness, we're inherently people of discipline, we're inherently people who take every blessing that God has given to them and seek to turn that opportunity into a greater blessing of God's pleasure and greater benefit.